I was on Rotten Tomatoes recently, and I saw that Brother Bear is the second lowest rated Disney animated movie, only behind Chicken Little. This shocked me, because Brother Bear is one of my favorite Disney animated movies. So, what gives? Why do 62% of critics and 36% of audience members not like this movie? If you have not seen Brother Bear, I would recommend that you go watch it, but if that's too difficult for you, then you can just stay here watching this video. I'll catch you up. Brother Bear is about three brothers, Kenai, Denahi, and Sika, and like most brothers, they quarrel with one another. After they catch some fish, Kenai is meant to tie up the basket before his coming of age ceremony, where he will get his totem, which is basically his spirit animal. But in all the excitement before his ceremony, he neglects properly tying up the fish and just leaves them out. At his ceremony, he receives the Bear of Love, and he is not happy about it. When the three get back to the fish, they have been taken by a bear, and then out of both his anger from his totem and his brothers, Kenai goes after the bear. Denahi and Sika chase after him, and then the three have a fight with the bear, which results in Sika's death. Now even madder than before at the bear, Kenai once again chases it down, but this time it manages to kill the bear. And because of this, Sika and the Great Spirits then turn Kenai into a bear. Denahi makes it to Kenai. He sees him as a bear and determines that now both of his brothers have been killed by this bear, and he just loses it and decides that he has to kill the bear. Kenai then falls into a river and is found by the spiritual leader lady Tanana, and she tells him that if he wants to be turned back into a human, then he has to go to where the lights touch the earth. So that's what he does, and on the way he meets two moose, who are easily my favorite characters in the movie. He also meets a young bear named Koda, who helps him find his way to where the lights touch the earth, as well as taking him to the salmon run. Oh yeah, the two are also being hunted by Denahi throughout the movie. As the movie progresses, Kenai and Koda begin to grow close, but then they learn that the bear that Kenai killed was Koda's mother. And, well, that doesn't really go over well, and Kenai and Koda go their separate ways. Kenai heads to the mountain where the lights touch the earth, and Koda goes off on his own. Koda then runs into the two mooses from earlier, and they have a nice conversation.
Because I love you.
Excuse me? I don't believe I heard what you said.
I said I love you.
I love you too, eh?
Back to Kenai, he makes it to the spot where the lights touch the earth, but before anything can happen, Denahi shows up, and the two get in a fight. And at the last second, Koda shows up and saves Kenai, because after listening to the mooses, he realized the importance of family. Then Sika shows up and turns Kenai back into a human, but then Kenai decides that he would like to stay as a bear so that he can stay with Koda. And roll credits. And speaking of which, the credits are pretty great too.
So what are you doing there, smallish bear?
I'm practicing my moves. Want to see one?
Sure, eh?
Whew, I summed that up in 460 words. Nice. So this first review comes from 54disneyreviews.com, and I will not be going over the whole article, so if you want to read the whole thing, there will be a link down in the description to where you can do so. I'll just give a warning before reading this review. If you like Brother Bear, you probably don't want to read further because I did not. It had such potential, but everything about it was a failure. So if reading a review of someone who dislikes something you like is an upsetting experience for you, stop reading now. What is up with the internet and the nobody can have a different opinion than me? I don't get that at all. Also, who the heck just reads a review to hear someone agree with them? Don't you read a review in order to see someone else's opinion, whichever side they may be on? Literally every choice I would have advised them to reconsider. That seems a little harsh. Even movies that I really don't like, I can point out some positives. Gee. Everything from the Yogi Bearish 2D characters on top of the deep canvas, which looks strange, the odd voice cast, the underwhelming songs, the uber-predictable story, the painful attempts at humor, and the incredibly unlikable lead character made it a very unpleasant experience. Honestly, I'm struggling to find anything I liked about this one. Okay, so I can understand if you don't like the humor, or the way it looks, or just any one of those things, but what are the chances that you don't like any of them? You must have won the negative lottery in order to be that unlucky. It's obvious from the start of the movie, Brother Bear tries to recycle themes, characters, even whole scenes from Lion King, Pocahontas, Tarzan, Treasure Planet, and more. Okay, yeah, but what movie doesn't copy themes at this point, and copying scenes is nothing new for Disney. The songs are super lame, and who thinks Inuit Bear story, and then I'll hire Tina Turner. Now, this is one that I've seen in a lot of reviews. People don't like the songs. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that I grew up on this movie, but I love all the songs. And as for Tina Turner, she performed one of the songs, and the rest are all Phil Collins, so... The story is so predictable. Every time it took the obvious turn, I groaned at the screen, and the sentimental moments are not earned by the characters. I don't believe the journey they are on, or even understand why it is completely necessary. I mean, does every teenager who mouths off and acts in anger get turned into a bear in the world of this story? Wait, what? No, not every teenager who mouths off and acts in anger gets turned into a bear. What the heck would make you think that? Number 1, Tanana says...
Strange. Spirits don't usually make these kind of changes. Oh my. Sitka must have something really big planned for you. Yep. You are going to get a whole new perspective on things.
And number 2, Sitka had just died, and he turned Kenai into a bear because he knew that that was the best way for him to grow up and become a man. Even if you accept his punishment, I saw no change or growth. Are you serious? You saw no growth between snobby, self-absorbed Kenai and Koda needs me Kenai? I give up. The dialogue is awful. The script feels childish, and a lot of times we are introduced to characters and then we never hear from them again. Something usually isn't funny if we have just met the character. Honestly, the script left me aghast at its stupidity. For example, there is a line in the movie where 2 moose are playing I Spy, and they go back and forth spying things, and I kept waiting for the joke. There was no joke! There is a joke there. You might not think it's funny, and that's fine, but there very much is a joke. The joke is that there's nothing around, so they keep spying trees. And on paper, that sounds pretty stupid, but in the movie, I actually really like it.
Bark? Tree? Oh. Okay, I spy something. A vertical log?
Tree.
Yeah?
Okay, I spy
Tree.
some... Oh,
Okay, my turn?
tree.
No, I got
No, it counts.
I didn't even spy anything.
It counts.
Okay. Tree.
Let's play something else.
There's one scene where some billy goats who are introduced and forgotten about in like 2 minutes say shut up 7 times. Is that supposed to be funny characters that saying shut up a lot? No, it's not. The joke is that they don't understand what their echo is.
Oh, hold on.
Excuse me?
What do you want? What is that? Who is that?
Just a minute, Bear.
Hey, shut up! No, you shut up!
No, you shut up!
Hey, will you shut up?
No.
Just shut up!
I think their horns are screwed on too tight.
You know, and based on that, I'm guessing that this person wouldn't like the Grinch either.
Hello! Hello! How are you? How are you? I asked you first. Oh, that's really mature, saying exactly what I said. idiot!
You're an idiot!
All right, fine. I'm not talking to you anymore. In fact, I'm going to whisper, so that by the time my voice reverberates off the walls and gets back to me, I won't be able to hear it.
You're an idiot!
Hey look, I was right. The other huge problem is the lead character is so unlikable. I started to watch after a while. I was so bored to see if we finally get a smile from Kenai. Literally 1 hour and 2 minutes before a smile. No, Kenai smiles 2 minutes in, not an hour and 2 minutes in. And even if you don't want to count before he turns into a bear, he smiles at the 40-minute mark, and that cannot be denied as being a smile. The final grade they gave for this movie was an F, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a movie that I would give an F to. I certainly dislike plenty of movies, but F feels real hard. Okay, so this next review comes from Tor.com, and I'm leaving most of this one out because there's only a few points in it that I find worth covering. So once again, you can find a link to the full article down in the description. This article is a whole lot less harsh than the last one, but it still had a few points that made me go, what? First, given that when Denahi finally catches up with Kenai for the third time, Kenai happens to be near a number of other bears. Why is Denahi so sure that he has the right bear? Is Denahi just a serial killer? Okay, like I said, what? What on earth would lead you to ask the question, is Denahi just a serial killer? That's just the practical questions. Is Denahi just a serial killer is a practical question? On the ethical side, well, the film really wants us to believe that hunting is evil and everyone should get along with bears and certainly not hurt them, going right to the point of calling human hunters monsters. It's a typical Disney message, of course, and one that I generally applaud, but one that's slightly lost by showing us bears happily hunting and eating fish. Okay, so you think the message is hunting is evil. I can see how you could come to that conclusion, but then you say that you agree with the message, except for it's lost because you see bears hunting and eating fish? Someone clearly didn't watch until the end of the credits.
In accordance with all federal and state wildlife regulations, no fish were harmed during the making of this film.
That last part was a joke, by the way. I'd like to believe that everybody would just know that, but based on reading these reviews, I'm starting to doubt people's ability to detect humor. So, clearly people don't like this movie, but I guess everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And as for me, I really love this movie, and it will always have a special place in my heart. In fact, it's one of the very few movies that has ever made me cry, but I really can't tell you what to think. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to go watch it and form your own opinions. And if you have seen it, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? And of course, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to leave a like on the video. And you can subscribe so that you don't miss any more awesome videos from me that I might release in the future. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. I will see you next time. Take away everything. There's no way out of this dark place. Just drink some Pepsi. Ow, fart. Where's the Control Z button?